It's only been a few days since WRAL started talking about this story, and already investigators have gotten tips from people with information about this case that has gone unsolved for decades. And that is exactly why they came to us for our help. What happened in this now tranquil Orange County forest 42 years ago was so horrific that those who lived in its shadows are still haunted.
I think about it all the time.
19-year-old Jesse McBain and 20-year-old Patricia Mann were young and in love when they were brutally killed. They spent their final terrifying moments in this forest just hours after attending a Valentine's dance at Watts Hospital, where Mann was a student. So what was the scene that they found? Like what, 42 years ago? Orange County Sheriff's investigator Tim Horn contacted WRAL in hopes of shedding light on the case.
They were bound individually and then ultimately together around the tree.
Now, what is this?
This is the parts of the rope.
Investigator Dawn Hunter is working with Horn on the recently reopened case. She says before ending up in the forest, the couple had left the dance early and headed to this area off of Medford Road. At the time, it was undeveloped, secluded, sort of lover's lane.
They were probably approached by someone who made them get out of the car.
Hunter believes that person forced the two into the trunk and down what was then a dark dirt road. Then, Horn says, the sadistic strangling started.
The rope was tightened and then they let it go, maybe let them regain their breath, regain consciousness possibly, and then they were strangled again. And
basically torture.
They were tortured, in my opinion.
McBain and Mann were missing for nearly 2 weeks before a land surveyor found their bodies.
We've been led to believe it was just an unsolvable case, that it couldn't be solved.
I sat down with the victims' family members, including Mann's cousin and best friend, Carolyn Spivey.
But all our lives, because it wasn't solved, it opened up to a lot of rumors.
And there is one rumor in particular that continues to resurface.
That it was a doctor that perhaps had killed them, a doctor that was associated with Watts Hospital.
We've looked into it.
And that's all you can say?
Yes, ma'am.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office does now have a person of interest in this case, but refuses to go into any further details.
And the detective at that time said the medical community could solve this if they would come forward. So that's always haunted me.
Investigators are also revealing for the first time a break in the case that came in 1995. Police say the killer called the victim's family.
They admitted to doing the crime.
The call was traced to what was known as Loman's Plaza, a strip mall on Hillendale Road. It's less than a mile away from where the couple was abducted. It was the first substantial lead in years, but without new technology, investigators could only get so far. Now, Horn and Hunter are using new advances to analyze the old evidence.
We have a lot of it right now that is being analyzed at the SBI lab.
For the first time?
Yes.
But investigators and the family are really hoping this new attention on the case will spark a memory, weigh on a conscience, lead someone who knows anything to come forward and end 42 years of questioning. Well, Watts Hospital, where the Valentine's dance was held, was in Durham. It closed in 1976. Over the years, several agencies, including Durham Police, Orange County Sheriff's Office, and the SBI, have investigated this case. Horn says in the past, those agencies were not eager to share information on leads and other evidence. He thinks if they had, this case could have been solved much sooner. Gerald?
All right. Thank you, Ariel. And law enforcement needs your tips. Here's how you can help. If you have any information about the unsolved murders of Jesse McBain and Patricia Mann, call our toll-free hotline at 1-866-43-WANTED. That's 1-866-439-2683. Or go to ncwanted.com and click Report a Tip. As always, you don't have to give us your